iced matcha, please?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Day.
You too. Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. This is a place to inspire and to be inspired, and hopefully today you're inspired by this video. One of my first YouTube videos was making a faux terrazzo plant stand. Currently that video is private. I figured I can do it better, so this is my version of bettering that video. When I filmed this intro, I only planned on making a terrazzo tray, but if you saw the thumbnail of this video or even the title of this video, you would see that this video includes also making a glass mosaic tray, and that is because I liked the way that the terrazzo tray turned out, but it just didn't fit the vibe. So if you saw the thumbnail or the title of this video and you are more interested in the mosaic tray, you can skip forward now. I will put a timestamp of where you need to skip forward to. If you're interested in how I made both, then keep watching. For today's video, we're just gonna be making a terrazzo tray, not a plant stand. And I was looking on Pinterest to get some ideas for color schemes, and I think I just wanna do like 5 shades of green. I've really been on a green kick lately, hence the matcha. This iced matcha from Crop is so good. It tastes like melted ice cream, liquid ice cream. It's amazing. And I got my favorite sesame noodles for lunch. We will save this for later though. We need to go to Michael's and we need to get some green paint because we are going to mix paint with plaster of Paris to make our terrazzo chips. I'm doing this outside because there is not a lot of sunlight. It's kind of cloudy today, and inside the house there's just no good spot to film that has decent lighting. So we're gonna be outside in the 97-degree weather. This is the wooden tray that I was talking about that I got from Hobby Lobby. It came in a pack of 3. So we're gonna stain this first and then we will mix up our plaster. I'm gonna be using this semi-transparent early American stain. And I'm going to use a brush because I don't want to get my hands dirty. This might be a little bit too dark. Oh, actually, that looks good. So I'm just going to quickly paint this on. I've been out here for less than 5 minutes and I'm already sweating. At least it's an overcast day, so we have that going for us. Now we're going to let this dry and we're going to mix up our plaster and acrylic paint. I got this plaster I got this plaster from Hobby Lobby, but you can find it on Amazon as well. And I do have this listed on my Amazon storefront under the category terrazzo, I think. Since we're doing 3 different colors, I have 3 little containers here and we're going to mix plaster with some water and try to get like a toothpaste consistency or like soft serve ice cream. And I'm just eyeing this, so I'm not doing any precise measurements. Okay. And a little bit of water goes a long way, so mix a tiny bit at a time, see how far you can get, and then mix a tiny bit more. Okay, so now we're going to mix a little bit of these into each one. Something to take into consideration is any color you get, when you mix it with the white plaster, it's going to be a little bit lighter than what you're expecting. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so now what we're gonna do once it's all mixed up, and now we're just going to lay it out on the parchment paper. You don't want it too thin to where you see the parchment paper under it, but you don't want it too thick either. So there's kind of like a happy medium. I feel like when you're actually doing this, you can get a good feel for what is and isn't too thick. So we're just going to dump this out. Okay, so now we're just gonna start smoothing it out. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that this is gonna take a couple hours to dry. This is by far the most satisfying part, just crunching up the plaster of Paris to make the little terrazzo chips. I could probably do this all day, not even joking. And depending on how you want your project to look, you can make these pieces smaller or you can make them bigger. Just crunch it up to the size that you feel like you want to see in your terrazzo piece. If your inspo has bigger chunks, then keep them bigger. If your inspo has a lot of little pieces, then crunch them up smaller. So now that we have all of our terrazzo chips, now we're going to mix a big bowl of plaster with water and then add our chips to it and then pour it into our mold or tray. You can hear the thunder in the background. And for the consistency of this, we don't want it as thick as we had for this. We want it to be watery enough to where it's self-leveling, but not too watery. So if you run your spoon through it and it holds that form, it's too thick and you need to add more water. And for this part of the project, you're gonna have to determine for yourself how much plaster you actually need to make for your tray or your mold or whatever it is you're pouring it into. I think it's best to mix a little bit more than you think you need because it's really hard to mix more later and add it on top of what you already put in there. So just keep that in mind, mix more than you think you need. Now we're just gonna wait for it to dry. We don't want it completely dry because we're gonna go in and wet sand and take off this top layer. Now we're going to start wet sanding this, and I'm using 150 grit at first to kind of break down some of these thicker pieces. So we're just going to get this wet. And I have these rags because it kind of builds up a paste and you have to wipe it down every so often. And I forgot to mention, after you sand it down to reveal all of your terrazzo, you want to go back in with a more fine sandpaper. That way you have a nice smooth surface before you spray it with a clear coat. And once your tray has had time to completely dry, you can go in with your clear coat to seal everything. And this is how the terrazzo tray turned out. I am happy with it. But as you know from the beginning of this video, I am now going to turn this into a mosaic tray because I decided I don't need another terrazzo tray. I already have 2 on the patio and that's enough. Okay, so now we're beginning the second half of this video, which is going to be making the glass mosaic tray. We're in the Hobby Lobby parking lot right now. Yes, I'm getting over a cold if I sound a little nasally. That is why. So right now we're in the Hobby Lobby parking lot. They have a whole glass hobby section. So today I want to get a couple sheets of glass. My plan is to break them up. I might get some glass cutters while I'm there. I think I want to use an opaly pearly white and a rusty orange color and do like a floral design inside of a circular tray. So I'm going to need glass, some glass cutters, grout, and then little wooden trays. I think that's all I really need. If I see other things that catch my eye and I'm like, oh, this will make the project easier, then I'll let you know what I end up getting. So let's go. In Hobby Lobby, they have these little prepackaged mosaic tiles, but when you look at the price and then the amount of tiles you get, it ended up being more worth it to buy just the sheet of glass. Also, let's just take a moment to admire all these beautiful colors. But anyway, one sheet of glass was like 10 something. Yeah, so it just made more sense to buy the glass. All right, we're back from Hobby Lobby, and I found this iridescent pearly white stained glass. I don't know if you can see that it's iridescent and pearly, but it is. And then this one is just, it says stained glass opal mix, dark yellow, but I think it's more of an orange than a yellow for sure. And then I got this indoor outdoor powdered grout. Okay, I just realized this is in the color black, and this is not going to work because I don't want to use black grout. So luckily I kept my receipt, so we're going to have to return this and get white grout. Also got these glass nippers. And I decided against buying more wooden trays. I already decided that this wasn't the style that I was going for. I like how it turned out, but I already have 2 of these on the patio for plant stands, and I don't need another one. I thought that this is what I wanted, but now that I made it and I'm looking at it, it's just not the vibe that I'm going for, so I don't want to waste it, and the only purpose of me getting a whole nother tray would be to show you side-by-side comparisons, but I already have footage of this. I'd rather not waste it, so we're just going to use this. And I don't want any of this green to show through the bottom. I also don't want it to get confusing when I'm laying out my little pieces to figure out what pattern I want for my mosaic. So I'm going to go ahead and paint it so that I have a clean canvas of white. And while this is drying, we're going to start breaking up our glass. I've never done this before, and I've never used these, so I have these plastic bags. And I also have goggles for protection because I don't feel like getting glass in my eyes today. But we're going to use these bags to break up the glass. And then once I have small enough pieces, I'm going to use these, I'll show you guys. I have no idea how to do this. Okay. And for this part, you don't have to have the glass cutters. I've seen a lot of people just cover the glass with like a towel and then use a hammer to smash it up into little pieces. I've also seen people thrifting plates and using plates to make their mosaic. So those are all possible options, but I knew that eventually I wanted to start doing more projects with glass, like stained glass, and I would need glass cutters eventually anyway. So for me personally, I saw this as an investment to buy these little glass cutters because I know that they will come in handy in the future when I do more projects with glass. But it definitely does help you to get more precise with your size and shape of the tiles. So if you know what kind of design you want to make, you can start sketching it out. I didn't have an exact design in mind. I knew that I wanted to do some kind of floral design, and I wanted to keep it simple because I'm only using 2 colors. And this is also my first project using mosaic tiles, so I didn't want to do anything too intricate. And then once you have it sketched out, you can start laying out your tiles. I found it easiest to lay out maybe like 5 or 6 tiles at a time and then move them out of the way and add in your glue. That way you're not doing a huge section because the glue does dry really quickly, so you kind of need to work fast. And Hobby Lobby did have like tile glue for mosaics, but I ended up deciding to just use wood glue that we had at home because it dries quickly and it's very strong. So I ended up using wood glue and it turned out just fine for me. And depending on how detailed your design is, that's going to determine how small you want your tile pieces to be. If you have a lot of detail work, you're going to want smaller pieces to kind of stay in the lines. If you have a bigger design that's not as detailed, you can use bigger pieces, but luckily with the glass cutters, it really helps to be able to get more precise pieces that fit the shape that you need. So whenever I come across a specific shape that I need to fill and I don't have a tile that matches that shape, I'll start shaping a piece with the glass cutters until I make it fit. And in a second here, I'm going to slow down a little bit so I can show you guys what that looks like. So right where I'm pointing here, I need a skinny rectangular piece. So I'm going to find a bigger rectangle and then use my glass cutters to start shaving off the sides until I get it narrow enough to fit in that space. And I'm just going to keep shaving down more and then testing it to see if it fits. So I need to take off a tiny bit more. And then just get a little bit of glue on there, and then it fits perfectly in that little gap. And once all the pieces have been glued in place, this is how it looks before the grout. And for the grout, I did end up returning the black grout that I got on accident, and then I just asked Kyle if we had any grout at home, and we did. Luckily, we had some white grout just for regular tiling, but it worked just fine, and you just mix some water until you get a nice pasty consistency. I accidentally made the first batch a little bit too runny, but it worked in my favor because it was able to fill in all of the deeper gaps and holes. So I just scraped it around the surface until it filled in as much as possible. And I let that sit for about 30 minutes, and then I wiped off the surface, and that's when I mixed another batch of grout, this time a little bit thicker. And then I wiped that over the whole surface the same way I did before. Let that sit for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then use a damp sponge to clean off what was left on the tiles. And this is the finished result of the glass mosaic tray. I'm super happy with how it turned out. I love the pearly white with the orange. I think it's very simple, but for my first project, I really love how this turned out. So I hope you guys try this project. If you do, let me know in the comments, and until next Friday, bye!